the podcast and discuss topics. Hey, thank you for being patient with me.
Plenty of time.
Hello.
Hey, hi. Oh, it's so good to see you.
I
Yay.
got a new phone, so it's gonna record better.
And I found my old phone because of a questionably housed person finding it on the street and selling it to another person and then me buying it from that person. So it must be a shitty phone. It is. It's a shitty phone.
Hey, but I got your message, so it's not that shitty.
I got it back. I got it. I'm really excited about getting my phone back. What a nice person, right?
Yeah. And they try to sell. At least they weren't successful at that.
Yeah, no, they sold it.
For rocks.
Okay, so they sold the phone to someone else. I think they couldn't figure out how to open it or unlock it because it's so easy. Anyways, it's so old. And then I started texting it, and I was like, my schedule, and the guy felt pity for me and called me, and he's like, "Hey, man, if you're gonna turn it off," because I was gonna go turn it off anyways at AT&T, and I was like, "Don't make me turn off my phone and spend $50 to get a shitty phone again. Just give me the phone." So he met me at Pete's downtown. He gave me the phone. I just had to give him a little weed and $20.
Weed helps a lot.
Weed helps everything. This song's almost done, and then
sweet.
And then you can kill that one. There's the one because I felt like I looked up a lot of quotes from R. Kelly that we could do the rap to. So I've got Remix to Ignition here, nice. Just instrumental, and I felt like I thought we could do like either that or we could do something like I'm ready to cry. I believe I can cry. I believe I can touch girls' pie. But I can't sing that. So I think Remix to an Ignition is a better choice.
I love Dave Chappelle's version of that.
Of the Piss on You.
Yeah, and then he did the Remix to Ignition.
Oh, he did too?
Yeah.
I've got a lot of quotes. We don't necessarily have to get into it. I don't know what the news is saying or whatever. This is almost done.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do this real quick. All of them are already. There's all these tethers. There's one here.
Oh, there's one right there. I don't know why I always miss this one.
So I'll 22 seconds and then 22 seconds and then just press that X because just kill that. We want to keep that one up. Just press that.
Kill this one.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that was some music that I like. That's local. That's all local here in San Francisco. First we started with War Bison, which I love. And then we went into These Bastards. And then we had Wyatt Act. Go check them out. All really different, obviously really different music. War Bison is like, what's wrong with your life? This is what's happening. And then These Bastards is like, punk music, punk, music. And then you just heard Wyatt Act, which is more like super, I feel like they're like Zappa meets something now. Like, I don't know what, they're an interesting group.
They're emo?
No, I don't think they're emo, but what is, emo's like, oh my life.
Everything is so.
No, it's not that.
Okay.
So what's happening? I have no idea what's happening.
In the world today.
I told everybody that people tried to almost send me to the hospital on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and I'm really glad. I took a scrape off of a rock of MDMA thinking I wasn't taking hardly any, but these newfangled kids, they do some crazy ass motherfucking drugs, and I don't remember anything for like 6 hours. It was basically like the time I did ecstasy over New Year's when I was 25 and I lost a bunch of time and I was like, whoa. I like completely lost the concept of language, all of it. And they were like, take her to the hospital. And thank God one of my friends was like, no, I've been an EMT. She's just really, really high. You can't really overdose on MDMA. And they just take her there and they'd give her fluids and she'd wake up in the morning and it would suck because she'd be in the motherfucking hospital. And they were like a big hospital bill and they didn't know I'm on Medi-Cal, which I would be angry that they made the government or the people pay for me to, it's just ecstasy. You can't really,
No.
It takes a lot to overdose. It just, my brain was like not functioning. And so They ended up, 2 people put me in a car, took me to Jonathan, and that worked out. So everything was
Well,
fine.
wait a minute.
No, I mean, I don't remember
So-
any of it, but it was
So wait a minute. So it was MDA.
pure, super pure MDMA.
Was it laced with anything else?
It was in
just...
a rock. It was laced with nothing. It was so pure that it looked like an uncut diamond. It was like the purest shit. And
That's a lot of money.
I know. And I took my fingernail and I scraped it.
Just
A little scrape. And I ate it because I was like, well, I can't snort it because it's not even that much to snort. And I don't even know what that's going to do. So I ate it. And that's the last thing I remember. I remember it tasting. And then all of a sudden I remember people going, Pam, look up. Pam, are you with us? Hey, Pam. And like that happening for a while. And then I woke up in my bed and Jonathan was like, you were out here for hours. I guess I like tried to suck his dick for 2 hours. My jaw hurts so much and I never sucked dick. I was just like, I want somebody drop. I mean, I don't remember. The bummer is I remember nothing. He's like, you don't remember? You were like, it took a long time for you to get language back. But then when you did, he was like, you were whispering for a while. And I was like, I guess I was speaking cat. I don't know. But it was, I lost a lot of time. And it was, I mean, I wish, when drugs are that good, man, I wish I could have remembered it.
That's kind of scary. I like MDA. I do.
Yeah.
And it's pure. So how do you get this big? I'm surprised the dude didn't get robbed.
It wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you.
No.
You've been smart and sold the shit.
I was at a party. They passed it around. They said, take a little bit. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
All right. I took a little bit. Took too much. Not going to give
scrape.
too many details.
Yeah.
But
Just
I was the lady on the couch. I was at a comedy show on Monday and they were like, she was the lady on the couch? I was like, oh shit. I'm not using any names though because I don't want anyone to get in trouble.
No.
But I'm just going to say that I'm really glad that there were a contingency of people that said no hospital. And I feel bad about saying that on the radio. Like, if your friend's in trouble, help your friend. But, like, maybe if we knew more about... I looked up on the Drug Policy Alliance website, obviously, because they have the best stuff. And they said it's really hard to overdose on MDMA. And the overdose usually comes from other things, like too much water, or too little water, or...
The hydration.
Dehydration, hyperhydration.
Mixing of alcohol.
Well, I was drinking quite a bit.
Oh.
But, and maybe that had... anyways. What's going on in the news? I want to know.
Let's see. What's going on in the news? Well, since I've been gone. You've been gone.
Where did you go? Tell us
I just went to LA.
How'd it go?
I had fun, but I was disappointed. So my goal was to go and do an open mic. I went to a couple places because, the internet's supposed to help you and be your friend.
Right.
So first night, I went to the Comedy Store. I went to this other place which had been closed down. So I went to 3 places. Comedy Store. We have a private party tonight.
Oh no.
The other place I went to, which was I went to Roscoe's Chicken Waffles,
nice.
But didn't eat because the place I was supposed to do open mic was closed down.
Oh shit.
So I stood outside of Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, mad, pissed off, and not hungry.
Yeah.
And then the other place, I was too late for.
Oh
so
man.
Everything was an epic fail, and I spent all this money on like Lyfts and Ubers because No, I mean
that sucks. I know. How else do you get out around? And you could try to take the bus, but it is so complicated. There are so many buses, and they go so many different ways. Like if you don't know the system, it's really hard. And the underground is possible, but it's only really possible like
certain areas.
Right. So like you could go Chinatown to Santa Monica.
Yes.
You can do all that shit.
Right.
But like getting around other places is tough. You can get downtown, but then what are you gonna do down there?
Yeah, I was trying to get the Pico and stuff I wasn't gonna because it's already painful. You already sit in traffic already, so just imagine being on a bus and then dropping people off. It's whatever. Yeah. But other than that, it was fun. I drank a lot.
Were you down there for a party or for friends?
I was there for friends just to visit.
Cool.
I went. We went to this swanky place. So, another thing. So, I bought tickets to a show at the Comedy Store to go see. Oh my God, I forgot his name. He used to write for Dave Chappelle. It'll come to me. But I really wanted to see him. The tickets were $5, so it was at the Comedy Store. So I'm like, well, at least I can see a show. And my tickets I bought for the wrong day.
No.
I bought for the day that I was leaving.
No.
So we go up there, and I'm like,
no.
I don't think this is the day, is it? And because his name wasn't on there. It was Joe Rogan was on the headline. I'm like, this is not. I read it and it was the wrong day.
Oh my God.
So I was just like, I'm fucking up. This whole trip's just a fuck up. And
you went midweek.
Yeah. So I mean, we went across a street to the Sunset Hotel, which was nice and swanky. We're producers and stuff.
Oh my.
But I was really. That's part I was really butthurt because I bought 2 tickets for my friend and I, and I'm like, yeah, just for letting me stay at your crib.
Well, you could give them to her for the next night.
She had an event to go to because she works in the industry. So, but damn it, I can't remember his name for the life of me. Skinny white guy with glasses. He wrote for Chappelle's show. His name will come up probably after this podcast.
Right.
But other than that, it was fun. I'm gonna try to go back down in May. Because there's a music festival I want to go to. And then that way, maybe I'll do a little bit more research rather than like 3 days research of finding what places to go to.
Yeah, I wouldn't use the internet for that stuff. I would always go to people.
And I lost the thing is I lost
Eric Escobar.
Yeah, I
would say Andy Picaro, Eric Escobar. I'd hit up my new buddy from the festival, Ellen Doyle. She was great. And she was an LA person. Oh, Just Erickson or Erickson Just. His name is actually Erickson Just, but his podcast is called Just Erickson. Anyways, next time you go down, hit up those people.
I'm gonna have you send it to me via text or message.
And we'll do it the way I do it, where I send up a messenger with us, and I say, "Hey, Ellen, this is my buddy Doria. She's fucking hilarious. Put her on a show." And then they do that. Yeah, cool. Or they at least put you on the podcast.
Because the funny thing is, like I had the note in my purse. Yeah. I had everything. I'm like, I had it in a zipper. I'm like, okay, make sure when you get on the plane, you put this in.
You could have messengered me. I would have helped you. I'm going up to Portland. I thought it was going to go up to Portland and Seattle, May 10th through 20th, but it might just be Portland. Oh. Because I have so many booked gigs already in Portland and not really in Seattle yet. So I'm like, I might as well just stay in Portland. Yeah, I fly in the morning of the 10th. I have a show with Jenna Vesper on Friday the 10th. And I have a show, brunch show on both Saturday the 11th and the 12th.
Oh my God, that's cool.
Yeah, I've got a show on Sunday the 12th at night. So I've got a brunch show during the day. I'm trying to get a show on the 11th at another place. I just sent this guy a message. I don't have anything Monday. Tuesday is the Helium show, which is the whole reason I'm going. Is you've seen all the tapes, you've watched. Oh, yeah. All the tapes for Portland are fucking amazing because at the Helium
Oh, that's
Club,
the Helium thing,
which is their punchline, they have the most amazing videographer. I'm going up there just to get this fucking 5-minute video. I mean, I'm going to do a hot 5. I'm going to put it together and do my hottest 5 and not fuck up and have an actual good video of myself and be like, look, and it's from Portland and I'm from San Francisco. So look, I travel. What would he do? So I'm going to do that. Then I'm double booked on Wednesday. 2 shows, one with Tyrone Collins, one with Jake Breslauer. And then Thursday, looking for things. Friday, looking for things. Saturday, the 18th, I have a show at night. And
damn.
Yeah, so those are the things I already have booked.
That's
I know,
hefty.
and I'm stoked. And the tickets are only they're pretty cheap on Alaska. So I was going to do this big thing and go up. And I might still do Seattle, but I'd have to take a train or a bus. And I'd have to get some bookings up there.
You have to coordinate stuff more.
Yeah.
And this is a lady with no agent.
Yeah.
No, she's her own agent manager.
No, it's because of the festival. I have the ability to travel because people travel to me once a year. And I've collected enough comics in a certain amount of cities that I am gifted and able to go up there and stay on people's couches.
That's cool.
Do booked shows. And not spend too much money because the food stamps work just as well in Oregon and Washington.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
food stamps are national.
Why did I not know that? It's been a while since I've been on food. It's been a while since I've been on food stamps.
So I can go up there and I can, buy some groceries for the people I stay with. I also have some friends that live in Portland. I'm going to try to kind of spread it around to a couple different houses so I don't feel
gratitude.
I don't want to be like a smelly fish in your house. I don't want to be like that.
Thanks for letting me stay.
Yeah. I always do dishes. If I stay on someone's couch, they'll never do a dish. I'll take the garbage out. I'll probably clean their bathroom. If there's something that needs to be done, I'll do it because I don't want them ever to be I want them to be sad when I leave.
Yeah.
I want to be like, oh, we had Pam though. Yeah. She was buying food and cooking food.
She was so domestic and funny.
She was so domestic.
God, we want one of
Well, it's
those.
because I mean, on the weekends with these brunch shows, which are awesome. I
That
need to
sounds
start a
really
brunch show
fun.
here. Yeah, I'm gonna start looking to try to put one up because I have time on Sundays. Why not have a brunch show?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think there's such thing other than like the drag show, which is completely different.
I don't know if there's one here yet. I mean, I know guys in Portland, two of them have them, and so it's just about finding a venue where, you know, and getting the right comics. I don't want to have like poached eggs and people start talking about cum or some shit. Like,
Uh,
you know what I mean? Or like there's grits and they're like, look like you got a bunch of cum on your plate there, son.
oh, that's so
Like that's
juvenile. Yeah,
yeah.
you won't. Those people won't get
Well,
booked
and that's the
again.
funny is that when people ask to be booked on specific shows that I'm running now, and I'm like, people ask to be on the Walnut Creek show at Rotator Tap Room, and I'm like, oh, you think you're ready for that? Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking
I'm like,
of,
I'm saving my, I mean, that's like, I never want to have a clunker in that room because I love that room now. And I don't want him to be like, oh my God, we got so offended when, I mean, you know, some people are too
yeah,
edgy. And I can be often accused of being too edgy, but I
but you
still,
know your audience. When you've been in this game for a while, you know your audience. You know what things not to do.
and when people pull back, I'm
Right.
like, okay, let's not do that. I talked about abortion a lot in the last show, but there were two women that loved it. I was being really political, and this one lady in front who looked like she was actually in the 70s. I was like, you burned your bra for us. Thank you. It's like, you read books so I can talk about my butthole. I love it. And like, so I knew kind of where to, I gauged everything from those ladies. When the guys were
Yeah.
pulling back, I'm like, buckle up, buttercups.
Yeah.
Like, we're going to fucking talk about abortion. I know.
I want to talk about that Facebook.
Oh,
I was
you want to talk about what happened last
yeah.
Friday at the happy hour?
Because I was
Sure.
I was trying to listen to like what did I miss something? And
Oh,
then
it was fine. I wasn't even supposed to be there that day. That's so funny. The 2 days on happy hour, the open mic here that we run here on Mutiny Radio from 6 to 8. The 2 days that I wasn't even supposed to be there on that day, but like George hasn't been feeling well, and so he said, oh, I can't be there. And I was like, okay, I'll run the board, no big deal. So I'm back here running the board, and that whole situation happened. I lost it on two comics because, you know, Mutiny Radio, we're a shoestring budget, and I know that's my fault. I'm in charge, and I just don't know how to ask people for money. I don't know who to ask for money. I'm a socialist. It's hard for me to be like, Mutiny Radio needs your money. I mean, I wish I could be like, I could force people to pay for downloads, but you can't do that. And I don't know how to make my website do it. There's a lot of things I don't know how to do, and I really love help with that. But one of the ways I ask for help is that we give a lot of stage time here at the station to comics who are working on their stuff, and they get a recorded event, and I hold the space, and they don't have to buy a drink. There's no alcohol here. They can be sober. I let people smoke pot. I don't give a fuck because, like, we don't know what's going on, but there's no drinking here. So it's a safe space. It's also like, I mean, I shouldn't say it's, you can smoke pot and it's all ages at the same time, but I mean,
You'll be carded.
I don't know what the rules are at this point with that stuff, but I like to smoke pot, and I smoke pot during that show. Okay. So, and I hadn't smoked any pot yet, and I came in here, and I was coming off another job because I was babysitting, and I wasn't even supposed to be here. And I got here, and I was just like, ugh, and everybody, they're all chomping at the bit to get in and get on the sign-up sheet and get started, and I'm a little bit late, and it's just before 6 o'clock, and so I'm setting everything up. And the same two people sign up first and second, the same two people that come to every open mic and never stay and never support anybody else and disrespect the room and have said fuck Mutiny Radio into the mic in front of me. One of them never pays. One of them sometimes pays. And I'm only asking for $2. I'm asking for $2. I want my $2. My work sitting behind this board here, giving them a microphone with sound so that they can run their jokes is worth $2. Not even to mention that it is recorded, right?
For everybody to hear.
When they don't pay for so many weeks, they are basically saying that I'm worthless, that my work has no value. They get up there on that stage. Their work has value. Their work should be listened to. They should be on the radio, and they should be recorded, and they should be podcast, and they should be able to go to the next thing. They should be have an audience, and they deserve it all. Those children, those 23, 24-year-old kids just graduated from college, they deserve everything. They do not deserve my work. I deserve $2 for that work, and that is underpriced. And those little fucking cunt faces disrespected me. And so I finally called them out because I'd reached a breaking point. I'm a 44-year-old woman who's working very hard for myself, for the community. And when these disrespectful babies Coming here, pretentious as all. I went to Berkeley. I'm smarter than. I have 2 master's degrees. Get the fuck off the stage. I don't wear a T-shirt that says, I went to UC San Diego. That means I'm smarter than you because you went to a community college. Meow, meow, meow. You didn't have to go to college to do comedy. And one of his kids has gone to Berkeley, and he thinks he's better. And you know what? His parents paid for it. You know what? I don't have parents anymore, you assholes. My parents don't like me. Your parents still give you money, and you can't give me $2 for the opportunity to be in this fucking building?
It's disrespectful.
Then get the fuck out. So I told him. I told him on air. I told him to get the fuck out and not come back. Because I don't need them. They need me. If they want, they don't need me. They have plenty of other mics. They have plenty of other places. There are so many open mics in San Francisco, which is why they don't have to be here. And if they don't want to be here and they don't respect me and want to give me my $2, then good. Go bother someone else with your shitty jokes. I mean, and they're not shitty jokes. That's not fair to say. Both of them can do a good hot 5 because they've worked on it and they have jokes and they work on them and stuff and they work up to stuff. But right now they're both working on new jokes and I'm sorry, they're not funny yet. They're not funny yet. Yes, you worked hard and you got a good 5-minute set and everybody loved you and they put you on all these shows. But guess what? Now that set is dead and you're fucked because you have to write more. Oh, have you not been doing it for 8 years? You don't have jokes from 5 years ago that you can just recycle that you already wrote? Oh, you don't have that? Oh, you don't have? Oh, I know, but I'm not funny. But I'm the one that's not funny. That's right, that's fine. My 8 years of writing and my books that I've written before that and all of my experience is worthless because you're a 24-year-old millennial and the world belongs to you because you deserve it. Because you deserve it. You're so important. Everything you've done is so important. And every trophy you've gotten has been real. I mean, everyone got the trophy, but yours was really important. And I'm so glad.
Gold star.
I'm glad that you're 24 and you own the world. I love it. Good for you. Fuck you guys. I mean,
Motherfucker.
motherfuckers.
You
I mean, so that's what I told them.
because I kept trying to listen to. I'm like, I gotta hear this, but I was listening to the comments and stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, damn, some shit went down.
Well, it's
And-
fine. If they don't want to pay, if people don't want to pay, if
Don't-
they
don't
don't
use-
think this place is worth it,
Don't come.
then don't come. There's
It's-
plenty of other new comics that love this space. There's plenty of people that want to come from other parts of the nation. There's plenty of people that think that Mutiny Radio is important. I'm one of them. And if people don't think it's important, then don't.
My thing is this. Like, if the places that do have the open mics and what have you are mostly bars.
Yeah.
So we don't have alcohol here. We don't have an alcohol license or anything. So we don't make a profit that
No
way.
money.
Hence why $2 is nothing for, I mean, it doesn't even have to be bills. It can be all in
Change.
dimes.
Yeah, I love dimes.
Yeah, quarters, that works too. But $2 is nothing. Like, I was even actually reading in some of the places that they do open mic at, which weren't all bars in LA. They also say like $2 or a couple dollars for some stage time and what have you, which is kind of normal, especially if you're not a bar. That's the only reason how we're going to turn profit
Yeah,
here
it's true.
is through
Profit.
that. Well,
The only way to
keeping lights
isn't
on.
any- right,
Yeah.
right.
You know, keeping
It
the
would be-
switchboard working.
I can't even imagine what turning a profit would be like. I mean, I know what I'd do with it. The first thing I would do is pay the people that have been working really hard that have never been paid. I have an accountant who never gets paid. I have a tech guy who does so much shit for me, and I gave him money once. I feel like such an asshole. But like when I can barely pay myself, I'm like, well, what else am I supposed to do? But boy, oh boy, do I wish I could pay some people. And I understand that like that's how real businesses work, that you like pay people and they work for you and they work hard and then that's great. But I mean, I don't know how to do that. And people go, well, why don't you get a small business loan? Get a small business loan so I can pay other people. Then I'm just in debt. Then I'm in debt to pay other people. What is that even? Why would I do that?
I don't like loans.
I don't understand. I don't understand
still
the
paying mine
economy. I mean, I understand the economy, but I'm like, I guess I have to value my product. And when I try to value the product even at $2 and I'm getting pushback, it's like, how can I raise the value of my accountant lady, my wonderful suggest said that tickets for the festival should be $15 to $20. I'm like, for a 50-minute show? She's like, $10 is too cheap now. People in San Francisco don't think it's anything because they don't think it has value unless it costs a lot. Like that seems to be this.
Yeah, there is like avocado toast for $20.
Right.
Bullshit. It's
Right.
like
That
it's like really,
gluten-free avocado toast
yeah,
for $20.
whack.
Yeah.
But you're living in like on a bunk bed with tons of roommates. Yeah,
Right.
that makes a lot of
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
How many people live on their own here? Not
Who
too
aren't?
many.
I mean, I'd like to see how many people don't have a paycheck from mommy and daddy.
Right.
That would be like
That entitlement bullshit.
I always used to get down on the kids on Haight Street, and it was like, go home. Like stop panhandling
Yes.
on Haight Street.
And stop and leave this.
Go apologize to your mother. Like you
That's
still
what
have
it
a
is.
chance, okay?
Yeah.
Go
And
apologize to
go
dad.
wash your dog.
Go wash your dog. Apologize to dad. You could actually go back to Walnut Creek. Wouldn't that be nice? Look at your nice room in Walnut Creek. Doesn't that seem
Or
more
Marin.
comfortable? But it's like cool to sleep in the and that's not all. That's not all questionably housed people, but the young kids on Haight Street. I just want to like tell them. And I know some of them have been abused and they ran away from home for a reason and all that kind of stuff. But there's other ones where it's like, you can't go to church just on Sundays to make your mom happy. Like is that big a sacrifice for you to have a bedroom and food?
I'm gonna sound like an old school Republican right now.
Yeah, I know.
Get a fucking job.
Oh my God.
Get a job. Even part time. Do something.
Right.
Fuck.
Well, I know in San Francisco it's $15 an hour. I mean, I got a raise from my employer, and I was like, "Don't give me a raise."
I mean, dude, there's the working poor for a reason. The working poor, they have jobs because they have dignity. Those motherfuckers on Haight with their begging for money, all like heroin and methed out and shit like that. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Pooping on the street and shit.
Oh my God, we really do though. There really should be a public restroom situation.
Nasty motherfuckers.
This is very funny. My friend Nikos came from Greece. And the way that we met him was that we love Greece because one of the things about living in Greece, they have an open container law. So we couldn't necessarily afford to drink in bars every night, but what we could afford is to go to the bottle shop and we could get these awesome beers in Greece. They were called Fix. Oh my God, I gotta get my Fix. And they were like €1.10, right? For this big bottle, or sometimes bottles, sometimes cans. And you could drink on the street. So we're walking around Greece, looking at all the old rocks, loving it in Athens, drinking our beers. And we have to go potty. And we're like, oh no, what do we do? Where do we go? Oh my God. So we go in some back alleys and we're like, oh, we can't go there because there's that guy and he's in that parking thing. So we finally found a way where to go potty. And then we run around and we find him. We're like, hey, we start talking to him. And then he became our friend. And he didn't realize that he became our friend because we were going potty in that alley. And when we finally told him, he was like, you went like a dog. Like a dog, you go to the bathroom in the street. So well, what do we do? He goes, you walk into a restaurant or a bar and you say, I'm going to use the restroom. And they say, okay. Like, he's like, in Greece, you use the restroom. There are restrooms, we use them. You don't have to buy a drink. I'm like, but here in the United States, if you don't buy a drink, you can't use the bathroom. They're like, he's like, this is not, in Greece, we are not like that. If you have to go to the bathroom
anyway. I do it anyway.
You just go in and say, I'm using the restroom.
Yeah.
I've been turned away with children in certain parts of the city where I'm like, the child has to potty. And they're like, no restroom.
Yeah, likely that's only happened to me once at a place because I didn't buy anything. I said, fuck you. But yeah, there are
Starbucks, you have to have a code. At Pete's, you have to have a code.
Oh, I asked for that code. I'm like, give me the code.
Give me the code.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because I used to be weary like that too about like, I don't know if you can get in here.
I've been turned away so much that I feel more comfortable as a San Franciscan going in the streets than I do in a person's public restroom. Now in Greece, he said, you're an animal. You're animal people. What are you doing? You ask the person. What, you're so afraid of talking to someone you cannot ask them to use? I'm like, that might be it. We're too afraid to ask permission to use the bathroom. So we just go in the street. But here in San Francisco, people are saying no to people who ask, who need, and so they go. And so now we're like, oh, there's a problem about poop on the street. And it's like, well, if we gave people facilities.
I think the problem is because like when I worked at Bloomingdale's doing makeup, we had, all kinds of people would come and use the bathroom. But the problem was they weren't just using the bathroom. They were shooting up too.
Yeah.
And people overdosing. And my thing is this. You just have to, and I hate to be that person too, but you gotta be aware of who maybe the person is or what have you. And especially if they have children, come on, really? You're
If
just
there's
being an
children,
asshole.
yeah, you gotta let the children go.
You're just being an asshole. Like I go to the Starbucks bathroom all the time on the financial district. I don't get coffee from there. I'm like, what's your
I like
code?
Pete's coffee. Pete's coffee is like crack, man.
Yeah,
I drank some of that yesterday, and I was like,
I actually want some coffee. Damn it. But, yeah.
this
But before we
is-
take
yeah,
the
yeah.
break,
I'll read them.
I think the fact of the matter, I noticed this about living here in San Francisco. People are a little bit more stingy with the restrooms, which I can kind of understand, obviously, because of, well, we have so many questionably crackheads.
Mhm.
I'm not talking about the non-crackheads, by the way. But two, I think it's a little bit inhumane for us to be like, you have to buy something in order to use the bathroom. You're just inviting someone to shit on your turf.
The only it's saying that you have to be that to be a human, you have to be financially together. That your humanity depends on your fiscal wherewithal, and that is fucking fucked up. It's what's the word? It's not racist. It's
I think it's
economist.
just,
It's
yeah,
no,
I think
it's classist.
classism.
It's classist.
Yeah. But I mean,
Only people who are allowed to use the bathroom are people who can afford to. Fuck you.
and it's just like, I mean, I get it. Maybe if the city, like we talk about this all the time, if they could clean up their shit literally and help the questionably housed, we probably wouldn't have this much of an issue with the restrooms in public places.
But there's a lot of them. There's 25 of them. There are 25 self-cleaning toilets operating through the San Francisco Pit Stop program that are accessible for people with disabilities. Also, so it's these self-cleaning things that the JC Deco, the trucks go around and it hoses down the pit stop. And there are currently 70 kiosks located through San Francisco generating revenue to support this program. Oh, wow. This program is operated at no cost to the city. In exchange for the toilets, the city allows the contractor to install public advertising kiosks and newspaper kiosk stands on city sidewalks. There are currently 70 kiosks located through San Francisco generating revenue to support this program. So there are 70 kiosks that people pay the program to promote on so that they can pay for these 25 self-cleaning toilets. So here we go. Fuck you, City of San Francisco. I was just going to give you kudos for putting together a place for people to take a shit. But it isn't even you. It's this other thing. You don't have to pay. It's free right now. So it's free. So somebody else said, whoa, this is a problem. There's 25 free places to take a dump. And San Francisco hasn't done shit about it. But here are where they are. Fisherman's Wharf. There's two at Fisherman's Wharf. Jefferson and Powell Streets. Bay and Taylor. Quake Tower, Pioneer Park. So that's North Beach. Washington Square, Union, Columbus. Okay, we're still in North Beach. Pier 7. Justin Herman Plaza. Market and California Street. St. Mary's Square at Pine and Quincy Street. Union Square at Geary and Powell. Macaulay Park at Larkin and O'Farrell. Bodecker Park at Eddie and Jones. Those are all Tenderloin. Market and Powell.
That's the one I'm familiar with.
Yeah. Civic Center.
That one too.
Grove and Larkin. UN Plaza, Market and 7th. Embarcadero and Harrison. Oh, wow. Embarcadero and Harrison, all the way down there. Stanton and Waller. Market and Church, Market and 17th. Mission and 16th, popular one. Twin Peaks, up at the top there, kids. Mm-hmm. Mission and 24th. South Van Ness and Cesar Chavez. Oh, never seen that one.
Oh, wow.
Drum and Clay and Twin Peaks at 501 Twin Peaks Boulevard.
I bet you the Twin Peaks one is nice because
probably
no one's going to that one.
Well, those ones are the ones for the white people that walk up to the top. That are like,
exactly.
See the view. Oh, right. Afternoon party. What are we gonna do?
Oh, it's so clean.
But the majority of them seem to be in the Tenderloin, and I know why. Because I mean, I walk through it all the time, and it's like,
That's why I'm afraid to use those. The ones like around the downtown area. Like I've never been to the Powell Station one. I'm afraid of the Civic Center one.
I've used the one at 16th Street.
I've not used the one at 16th because I'm always thinking
they clean though. They every 20 minutes the door closes and goes and all of this water comes down. So it's not like it can be super gross. Like it takes a lot to make it super gross.
Like a dead body.
Yeah, right. You said it right, Twin Peaks. It's the 10 best. Someone yelped it, right? The 10 best public.
See, I figured it. I figured that.
It's gone. Dang it, that Yelp page.
Well, now that means I just want to go for a hike up there and
Hell
so I
yeah.
can just take a shit.
Here's pro tip from, Pam Benjamin, used to be burner. Not great as a carbon footprint, but always have a gallon Ziploc bag in your backpack, because you flip the tops of the gallon Ziploc bag open over your hands so you don't get your hands wet, and you stick it up against your twat, and you pee into the bag, and then you zip it up, and then you find a place to dispose of it nicely, like a drain or like a toilet if you can find it. But what'd you do? Just a drain is good. But you can pee in a bag. I've peed, even if you're super worried about it, you can throw it straight into a garbage can, but that's not a great idea because it's going to open up at some point and then the pee goes everywhere, and that's not nice. So you want to pee in the bag, and then you want to find a nice place to dispose of it. But at least you can hold it for a little while. And it's a Ziploc, so it doesn't, if you're worried about it, put it inside of another bag, like not a plastic bag, but like a paper bag.
No. Wait a minute.
I am a frontierswoman. I am a modern frontierswoman, and I will piss in a plastic bag any day of the week.
The only time I would probably do that is if I am stuck in the car. There's no, fuck that. You know what? Pull over.
So
pull over.
And when you pull over, I would rather, so sometimes it's easier when you pull over, rather than pulling your pants down or your skirt up and sort of leaning on the door handle and leaning to pee out the door. What I'm saying is, you can kneel on the ground, you put the plastic bag up against your twat, you pee in the bag very comfortably. You can't go willy-nilly. You close it up and you got it. It's like, instead of like, squatting so that everyone gets to see like a little bit of the ass or anything, you're kneeling. If you're wearing a skirt, just pull your underwear off, kneel down, put it underneath the skirt. No one will ever know. This is an excellent trick for things like Halloween, when you're out at a concert.
She's done this before.
I've done this a lot.
She's done this many times.
44 years alive, and I know how to pee into a goddamn plastic bag.
I can't pee straight, so every time
it doesn't matter. That's the whole thing, is you're holding it in, because it's the plastic bag up against your legs, and you're holding, the pee has nowhere to go but in the bag.
By the way, it's the freezer bag I'm suggesting for
it's a gallon Ziploc bag.
Yeah,
not
the sandwich, not the sandwich bag.
No, there's not enough. No, there's not enough space in a sandwich bag. You could overflow the sandwich bag. That would be a problem.
And then drip all over the place.
And then you'd be like R. Kelly. You'd be so happy.
Ooh, child. Speaking of him, he got bailed out. Well, this would be last week's news with R. Kelly.
It's okay.
So basically, he got bailed out against some mysterious women.
The rich woman.
Yeah, no, that was the
before.
first time.
Yeah,
he got bailed out because So, but now some of the people that had, one of his ex-girlfriends came out. Her name's Dominique. I forgot her name. Basically came out to, not in defense of him, but she said that basically he's kind of abusive. That's what we got out of it. But, there's more to come on this R. Kelly saga or what have you. But speaking of rapists, we can talk about 45.
The president?
Yeah. So he sent some really fucked up tweets.
Yeah. This is Kellyanne Conway's husband, a stone cold loser? Why is our president using really derogatory language, like really inflammatory but dumb people language? Stone cold. He's a stone cold loser.
His Instagram.
What are you doing? Has Barack Obama ever called anyone a loser? I can't imagine
he called Kanye a jackass, which I agree with.
Well, fair enough.
But the tweets that he sent this past weekend. Okay,
George Conway, often referred to as Mrs. Kellyanne Conway by those who know him, is very jealous of his wife's success and angry with that I, with her help, didn't give him the job that he so desperately wanted. I barely know him, but just take a look. A stone cold loser and a husband from hell.
What? Oh, a husband from hell, huh?
Takes one to know one. Bitch.
Well, so
the tweeting is just my way to get out of the way, so I can get it off my chest and move on with my day that day. That's basically it. Frankly, it's so I don't end up screaming at her about it. He told the newspaper.
Really? Okay, I really do think this dude's mental.
He's absolutely mental.
And remember we were talking about like a couple weeks ago. People were on the fence of calling him a sociopath.
Yeah.
And he is a sociopath, narcissistic sociopath.
Sure.
I think he's both of those, especially about the tweets that he sent out. There's 2 tweets.
He shouldn't be tweeting. Okay, tweeting is unpresidential. Did you know that we can impeach a president for anything they do that's unpresidential? If they do anything or say anything unpresidential, we can impeach them. This is so fucking unpresidential. Having your own Twitter and using it in this way is the most unpresidential thing you could do. Acting out like a child with, what the fuck? We can impeach him now. If you look at the things about what we
Democrats
can impeach him
aren't
for,
gonna do it.
what can we can impeach him
Nancy
for?
Pelosi doesn't wanna do it.
Unpresidential behavior. This is unpresidential.
Democrats
He's a
don't wanna
loser.
do it.
He's a loser.
They're too worried about 2020. They don't want to do it.
I would never run for president because I have no presidential behavior. Because I'm a crazy person. I fly off the handle. I yell at people. I tell people they're cunts to their face. Ha ha ha!
I do
Men,
drugs.
women, whatever. I do lots of drugs. I love drugs. Shouldn't do so many drugs. But I would never be a president. He's not worthy. When do we get to, as Americans, stop championing mediocrity? Why? Why this fake it till we make it bullshit? I thought America was built on like homesteaders and fucking work
And
some
slaves.
Laura Ingalls Wilder racism and slavery shit. Working hard. See what I'm talking about? Working, but no, it's built
And
on
genocide.
It's built on and genocide. But it's built on mediocrity. That's the thing, is white mediocrity. It's built on real work.
But this is why people are scared, Pam, because this is the last of, they know, people know. Okay,
Labor
so
is real. Tweeting is not real.
lot of-
Labor is real.
You have some of the people like Steve Fat Ass Fuckface Bannock's coming back again. He's been holding
I played
these
that song
meetings.
today.
Did
Steve-
you?
Steve
Bannock.
Hitting ass nigga. See, I can quote. I can quote my favorite rap songs that we wrote together. Come on.
Just one time.
Just one time. I get soft A.
One time.
Soft A. Can we not
But-
soft A along with the song? We're not
No,
allowed to.
no. Just this one.
Just this once, okay.
But
It's very funny.
so
You do a great job.
thank you. So basically, he's coming around. He's going to like places like Cincinnati and places outside Detroit.
Is he running
And
for
he's-
president?
No, they're starting to pack. You know, like because since there is going to the 2020 pack, so he has some crazy pack coming around, and so people, you know, they're having kind of like I guess town hall meetings, and some of these people that are going to these town hall meetings are okay with dictatorship, are okay with fascism. They're okay with, I mean, it's so, the reason why white fear is real.
This is so great. George Conway you seem determined
yeah.
to prove my point. Good for you.
This is the George
And
Conway
then
tweet.
He puts out narcissistic personality disorder diagnostic criteria 301.81 from the DSM-8. And it says pervasive pattern of grandiosity in fantasy or behavior, need for admiration, a lack of empathy, beginning at early adulthood and present in a variety of contexts as indicated by 5 or more of the following. 1. Has grandiose sense of self-importance, e.g. exaggerates achievements and talents, expects to be recognized as superior without commensurate achievements. Championing mediocrity, but saying that you're the best? Is preoccupied with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Oh, you fat fuck, you think you're the best looking guy ever. Your hair isn't even real, but you're hot. You need to have the hottest women on your dick all the time. Ooh, yeah.
Get some.
Because women aren't real, they're just objects, right? Because they have nothing, because you're so important and they're not real. They're just objects, they just hang off me like jewelry. 3, believes that he or she is special and unique and can only be understood by or should associate with other special or high status people or institutions. Requires excessive admiration, has a sense of entitlement, i.e. unreasonable expectations of especially favorable treatment or automatic compliance with his or her associates.
That's hitting the nail on the coffin, yeah.
I might have a little narcissism.
No, we did this a couple
I know,
weeks
we
ago.
did
It's
this a couple
not
weeks ago.
you.
I have empathy.
No, you have an ego.
I have an ego.
There's a difference.
But that's because it's built on labor. It's because I feel like
Right.
it's built on.
You have every right to have that kind of ego.
Except it goes against Christ, right? Because it's that whole you've been saved because of
Christ
faith.
has an ego. Don't.
Does he? I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
he does.
everyone has an ego.
Yeah.
I have maybe too big of an ego.
I'm very vain. So that's
You look great
egotistical.
today. Look at I love
Thank
these
you. I
glasses.
don't have any makeup on.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My skin's clearing up. I'm off my period.
Oh my God. I have a period. I haven't had a period in a really long time. but I have an IUD. So I'm like, but I have a pregnancy test at home from way before, and I'm like, oh my God, it did expire. But I might have to take one. If it doesn't come by the end of this week, I'm like, but then that made me have some narcissistic personality sort of things, some grandiose ideas. I was like, if I'm a 44-year-old woman with an IUD and I get pregnant, God wants me to have a baby, right? Like, I have like the new Messiah in my womb. Like, Jonathan's sperm is so killer. It like surpassed the baby pool sweeper that like keeps out all the dead babies. It like surpassed that shit. It planted itself and it's like, no, I'm sticking here. I'm a baby. And I'm like, you know what? I mean, it's a horrible idea. I mean, but that's the kind of like fucked up ideas I have that I'm like, what if I really am pregnant? How could that happen? It'd have to be a miracle baby. What baby surpasses the fucking, because I definitely don't want a baby. But then that's the thing, like, what if I do all of a sudden, then I'm like, I don't want a baby. But then that happens and I'm like, well, God wants me to have a baby. But I don't believe in God anymore. But then I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should believe in God. But then I'm like, that's crazy. Like, and then I don't want to be the crazy raving lunatic on the street being like, I'm pregnant with the Son of God.
Wow!
Like, he's gonna save the world.
Wow!
I'm gonna poop him out in one of those 25 pit stop places, a free place to have a baby. It's clean.
You're
clean
not
in there.
You're definitely not a narcissist. That's for sure. George Conway hit the nail on the coffin on that one.
I think he did too.
Wait, so one of the other tweets that he was talking about,
There's
kept
more
about
tweets.
there's the John McCain one who's been dead for 7 months. There's the
God.
like he's battling a dead dude. The dude can't. You look up the John McCain one.
Yeah, we gotta look.
I mean, seriously, the guy has been dead since summer, and he still won't let. He keeps talking about John McCain like I never was keen on him. Dude is dead. He can't speak up for yourself.
Right. And you know what though? He was a badass. He got.
Listen, I have my problems with John McCain,
But
and it goes back to 1992 with the Martin Luther King Day and how he voted down in Arizona. I don't like him for that, but I respect him.
He was shot down in Vietnam.
I respect him because of that. I respect him. I respect the fact he couldn't raise the roof.
He couldn't raise the roof because he was in a bamboo cage.
No, because his shoulders are crushed.
Oh, poor little
being
dude.
tortured. That's not funny. But
no, but they put him in little bamboo cages. So he
know.
couldn't raise the roof anyway because you couldn't raise the roof on a bamboo cage. Plus, it was like 2 feet tall.
I respect him for in 2008. When he was running against Obama, he was courageous, and especially with like all the racism and xenophobia that some of his followers were saying about Barack Obama.
Yeah.
I respect about what he did about the healthcare when he put the thumbs down. I don't respect him.
This makes no sense. It's exactly what you're saying. Trump intensifies the attack on McCain. I never was a fan of John McCain, and I never will be. This just came out on the 19th. That's today.
Today's 20th, but
oh, I'm sorry.
enough.
I have no idea what I
close.
submerged myself in.
The only reason why I know that because I got paid today.
President Donald Trump on Tuesday ratcheted up his attacks on the late Senator John McCain against lashing out at former lawmaker for his dramatic thumbs down vote to repeal Obamacare in 2017.
I'm gonna grab some weed. Do you have any weed?
I don't know. I don't think I do in my bag right now.
I think I have some weed.
Sorry. I never was a fan of John McCain. I never will be. Trump told reporters while sitting next to Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro in the Oval Office.
Who's another going to be like a fascist guy like Trump.
Wasn't he the guy who got shot?
Yeah, in Brazil, and he's one of those, he's kind of like Trump 2.0 in Brazil.
Trump accused McCain, who died of cancer in August, of changing his vote on the healthcare law at the last minute without notice. More than a year and a half after McCain cast his legendary vote on the Senate floor, Trump said the move made him very unhappy. Our country would have saved $1 trillion, and we would have had great health care, Trump said Tuesday. The president claimed McCain had campaigned on the promise of replacing Obamacare and still chose to thwart Republican efforts in 2017. A move on Trump called disgraceful. Trump's comments come days after the president railed against McCain on Twitter, noting that he passed along to former FBI Director James Comey, not my homie, an explosive and largely unversified dossier compiled by an ex-British intelligence officer alleging links between Trump and Russia. Trump also mocked McCain on Twitter for being last in his class at the U.S. Naval Academy. The former Navy pilot graduated from the military academy in 1958, finishing near, but not at the bottom of his class. Though Obamacare vote was at the peak of the pair's feud, clashes between Trump and McCain date back, by the way, he's dead, to the beginning of the former presidential campaign, fed by a variety of personal and political policy disagreements. Trump stirred intense controversy on a campaign trail in July 2015 when he knocked McCain by saying, he's not a war hero, and that I like people who weren't captured. You know,
That shit right there. Yeah.
is every time
It's-
I forget a little bit and then I read a little bit and I realize like what a horribly disrespectful pile of dog shit is in the presidency right now. It's like this rich motherfucker cheated his way out of not going to Vietnam. He was wealthy enough that he didn't have to go.
Bone spurs.
Unlike a lot of people.
And by the way, he's afraid of stairs. So that's how much of a
Because
pussy
he's
he is.
fat. He doesn't want to fall down.
He's a
afraid
pussy. Only pussies talk like that.
He's a horrible person.
Only pussies say stupid shit and bully people. And when because he can't fire anyone face to face, he has to have everyone else do his dirty
Fire him on a
work.
tweet. You're fired.
Yeah, he's a pussy.
Terrible guy.
That's an insult to my pussy.
It's an insult to the strength and wonderment of the female uterus, vagina, all of our genitals.
Something he probably wouldn't know anything
No,
about.
of course he has no idea where the clitoris is. Of course he doesn't. I just love throwing just random fake news. Fake news. We have no idea whether Trump knows where the clitoris is or not.
He
But
don't.
I
He
am
don't.
pretty sure
He don't.
he's never gone down on Melania.
And those, by the way,
I'm
John
sure her
McCain,
vagina isn't pretty enough for him to go down on because he's got to belittle everything.
and when he's talking about John McCain's record about him finishing last, he finished number like fifth to last.
But he flew planes in Vietnam.
But here's the thing. Wasn't Donald Trump trying to hide his records from Warden and stuff because he was a poor student?
yeah, he was.
So-
he hit his SAT.
Yeah, he told Cohen to hide his
Hide
stuff.
those, yeah.
Michael Cohen. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Shut the
Keep
fuck up.
going.
McCain spent roughly 5.5 years in a notorious North Vietnamese prison where he was repeatedly 5.5 years. That's longer than Trump was in college. That's longer than
That's about the same time as I've been here in SF.
yeah. That's I mean, let's
It's a half a decade.
5.5 years in a prison being tortured. Oh, but he's not a war hero. Oh God, I hate this guy. Trump was not invited to McCain's funeral. Blah blah blah. And Trump's tweets over the weekend drew fire from The View host Meghan McCain, the late senator's daughter, who accused the president of obsessing over her father and his political rivals. Yeah, he's obsessing. The guy's fucking dead. There's no reason to fight him. There's no fight here.
There's no.
There's no dog in the fight. The dog is dead. The dog is dead.
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna?
Trump or a dead dog? Clearly, that's the
dead
thing.
dog.
With a dead dog, and it's true because when you power struggle, it's something that I call myself out on a lot, and especially I deal with a lot of children. You never power struggle with a child because then you're power struggling with a child. Then you're giving the child power. You're like, you are equal to argue with me. We are having a power struggle. That weakens you. You lose, adult. Hey, adult, when you power struggle with your 3-year-old and then you let your 3-year-old win, you really lose. Like, it's better to listen to them cry for an hour about the thing that they wanted than to just give it to them and never have control over them ever again.
It just boggles my mind. Like, it's so disrespectful. And the sad thing is, the Republicans who loved McCain so much, respected him as a man. There's only been maybe 2 Republicans that have came out and, who called out the president, saying that it's very disrespectful what he's done. The Republicans, they've gone so far down the Trump hole that you're letting them beat up the Trump hole. Yeah, you're letting them beat up a dead man that was a hero. And I can't believe I'm saying John McCain was here because I wouldn't sacrifice my shit for 5 years in a POW prison. So he's got more balls than me. But this guy, it's just, I really want to say some really, really bad things right now. And I wish nothing but pure ill will. But I can't say those things because people be watching.
I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble.
I honestly had like it's almost a psychotic break this weekend when I was watching that Roe v. Wade thing that's on Netflix right now. Because Netflix shapes my life. I know, all right. But I watched this thing and there was a scene in it where our new president in 2017 is being inaugurated. And I was watching it. I actually had some nightmares about it after, but as I was watching it, it was such an outer body experience because I was like, I'm watching this. This really happened. This is real. This is happening now. Our rights, human rights, are under fire. This is crazy, and it's real. And I had like this sort of existential breakdown of like, how can this be real? How can this be happening? What kind of world are we living in? What can I do to change things? Do I have any power here at all? Are we all going to hell in a handbasket? Like, I freaked out.
I think
That's why I think I did mine.
I think, voting, using this platform and letting, things get out there. Because unfortunately, some people don't listen to all the news. I'm one of those people that do that also. I do have to take breaks, but it's just like, for example, we just it's been almost a week since that terrible thing that happened in New Zealand where those 49 Muslims were murdered by that white supremacist who, please tell me you know about that.
I have no idea.
Ah!
No, I have no. I'm sorry.
That's like the biggest story. So
I can't even. Is it on the side of a bus? Do people? Or is it in the? Is it in the?
Look it up.
SF Weekly.
Yeah, it should have been. So basically, like I said, 49 Muslims were slaughtered by a white supremacist. He went to 2 different mosques, I believe, to kill Muslims. He had some quotes from this fuckface PewDiePie. He said, make sure you subscribe to PewDiePie. And then he also is a fan of Candace Owens. I hate you. I can't stand you, bitch.
Who's Candace Owens?
She's a fucking coon. And she blocked me on Twitter. Or actually, she didn't block me, but she had me in Twitter jail for a moment. That was my first time.
Twitter jail. She said, "You can't talk about me like that."
So basically, I'll finish it. I'll finish the Muslim thing. But
Yeah.
what Candace Owens is, she's a fucking coon. She basically works for this place. It's called Turn Point America, and they get their money from the Koch brothers. So she comes around spreading this propaganda, and she has this thing called Blaxit, meaning she wants black people to exit the Democratic Party. She's a
my
hardcore
God.
Trump supporter. Just a couple years ago, she was a Democrat. She now says that there's no racism, though she's back in 2007. She and her family sued some school in Connecticut for racism and won. And now she's going around spreading propaganda. And then what got me in Twitter jail, last month, she was in England. She was talking about, someone asked her about white nationalists. And she said something about like, mentioning Hitler and what have you, and she believes that nationalist it's a positive. She didn't say white nationalist, but she said nationalist. And the whole thing
She
that she
wants
said,
black people to leave the Democratic Party.
yeah,
She wants them to start their own party.
no.
She wants them to leave. The
She
United
wants us to
States.
she wants us to come to the plantation like where she is.
Oh, Liberia didn't work. Sorry, I'm such a jerk.
But
Where are we gonna send? Are we gonna send the black people back to Africa? We already
No,
did that.
well,
It's called
she wants-
Liberia,
she-
and then they.
Well, the
enslaved
thing
their
is,
own people again.
she thinks because Republicans ended slavery 149 or 50 years ago that we should go to the place. That's what I'm talking about.
I got
So basically, she made some really horrible thing about Hitler and what have you. And so when you talk about Jews and Hitler, the mainstream media does not like that. Do not talk about, you can talk about anyone else though, but don't talk about the Jews. Shh.
Yeah,
They
why-
don't like that.
Why do we have to be so quiet
They're so
about
sensitive.
anything?
Oh, don't you get that? So basically, her job was on the line. And so what I said to her, I said, congratulations. It looks like you lynched your career. Ha, ha, ha.
Oh shit!
I said lynch. That's what it
That's what
was.
it was. People don't like those.
She black, though.
Well, that's the lynch.
She
word
lynched
is-
her career.
Yeah,
I don't give a
I
fuck.
know. Yeah,
She says more derogatory stuff
Absolutely. No,
all
no,
the
no,
time.
I-
Her words are problematic. So problematic that this guy in Christchurch, New Zealand,
49 killed and 20 injured in terrorist attack on
Exactly.
two New Zealand mosques.
and then
It's horrifying. It's insane.
yeah.
During prayer, what kind of fucked up shit is that? During prayer,
the most vulnerable time
When
that
your
they have.
face is looking to God and you are actually honoring, like they believe
You're on
in
your
something. You
knees.
believe in
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. You're.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, the world's falling apart.
And
The
so
world is falling apart. Oh my God! And here's the worst. Here's even selected reporting: 100 Christians slaughtered by Muslims. I mean,
okay,
it's the
this
other
is
side. Yeah, and I'm
this
just
is.
saying that they can't. It's
But you also
we
have
have to. I mean,
you have some
49.
you after this happened. So there's been a lot of backlash toward senators.
There's even fake stuff. It says Trump's Islamophobic and fake story about 49 Muslims. Like this is
This
like
is
people
that
are
should not be
taking
on
both
that
sides.
should not be on the first page.
No, it shouldn't.
That's and this is Yahoo. See, this is the problem right here. People don't know what the truth is. So yes, 49 Muslims did get slaughtered. Yes, by a white supremacist. Yes. Now this white supremacist was from Australia. Um, there is an Australian senator. You need to look up Egg Boy now too, because this kind of gets funny. There's a well, I shouldn't say this is funny, but it's not a funny situation. This senator from Australia said some horrible things after a day after the tragedy, basically saying
Big Boy
that
may face charges.
okay, you go ahead and read it.
Yeah,
You have to.
Egg Boy may face charges.
So
On Friday, he was just another Australian high school student, but by the end of the weekend, 17-year-old Will Colony was the international sensation #EggBoy, the prankster who launched 1,000 give or take memes. Saturday was an eventful day for Connolly, who smashed an egg on the head of Australian Senator Fraser Anning, who promptly punched him, after which Connolly was grabbed in a violent headlock and wrestled to the ground by bystanders, led away by police, and released later, taken to the hospital by his mother, having sustained a twisted ankle.
They need to tell them why. See,
Right, they don't even say why.
Okay, so the reason why the kid put an egg threw an egg on his head, which was hilarious, was because he was saying some xenophobic things a day after this tragedy. He was basically blaming the Muslims. Oh, here, yeah, I think it says.
But Monday was just another day at Brighton Secondary College for Connolly, who wore a school uniform with shorts, a tie slightly askew, and his shirt hanging as he brushed off television reporters and climbed to his car, blah, blah, blah. Connolly's target, Anning, drew international ire when he issued a statement on Australian parliamentary letterhead blaming Muslims for the shooting deaths of 50 people in the mosques in Church Christ, New Zealand. Australian Brenton Tarrant, 28, was arrested and charged with the mass killing. Australia searched for redemption and meaning after the massacre, seized on by Connolly as a hero. Soon, a petition was circulating to nominate him as Australian of the Year. Tributes poured in from around the world while Egg Boy memes multiplied. Oh, I see. They're trying to make Egg Boy a Person of the Year because the other guy was
the
not.
The senator.
The senator wasn't.
He was blaming Muslims for their own. Like, it was a white supremacist dude from Australia.
And wow.
And so now that was in Australia. So let's come here to the racist states of America.
Right.
So now you have senators saying some really horrible shit about the the Muslims slaughtered there. And of course we have our wonderful 45 who said, someone asked, one of the reporters asked him about white supremacy. Do you think white supremacy is an issue throughout the world? He's like, no, it's just a small little group of people.
Oh my God.
It's so this is what we're dealing with right now. And hello
Well,
to whoever
and
was listening.
This is good that New Zealand shooting. Trump calls mosque attacks a horrible thing. Okay, good. Yeah, terrible. But
He didn't condone. He didn't.
Trump says fake news media blames him for New Zealand. Donald Trump's bad response on New Zealand mosque shooting.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's really true.
we don't want to watch YouTube though. But
No.
I mean, is the world falling apart?
Well, here's the thing. I think the world is on. White people are scared as fuck. I mean, I'm not talking about all you white people. You know the crazy ones. But what the thing is, people know that. I'm guessing the majority of those in the white society know that white supremacy is almost over because your time is up, especially here in this country.
I hope so.
because the fact we know that I believe it's 2040 that white people will be the minority, and that
They've been
plays on
scared
to,
of it for a while.
yeah, that plays onto the
Here's the
abortion thing too.
I don't even want to
Which
have.
is-
Why do you want to keep white people? We're weird. We got all these little inbred problems. You want me to have more crazy kids? Come on, mix it up. Actually, I was married to an African American guy for a while, so I probably should have had kids with him because we probably would have mixed out all that gross stuff that was in there. Had some pretty babies, but hey,
That's
the
probably
world's falling apart. But let's make fun of R. Kelly. Press go on that thing and let's do.
Let's do it.
This is the remix to Ignition. It's the remix to Ignition. And we're gonna do a little. We haven't done one of these in a really long time. We're gonna do Hot Dirty P and the Sheriff. And yeah, press play on it. Like, go for it. It should be just like straight up play. Oh yeah.
Improvise.
Bounce it, baby. Here we go. Stop it. You all quit playing. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me.
Not me.
I'm fighting for my fucking life. You all killing me with this shit.
I gave you 30 years.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
Stop playing.
I didn't do this stuff. It's not me.
Piss, 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 piss.
Oh, I don't have a
Stop
cult.
playing.
No
Stop
cult
playing.
downstairs
Stop
in my
playing.
basement.
Stop
Oh.
playing. Stop playing.
I just
Stop
look at
playing.
legal okay people.
Pss, pss, pss,
I
pss,
just look at legal okay people. Ooh, there are older men like younger women. There are older women. They're like
said.
older men. I just look at legal
Piss, piss,
okay
piss,
people.
piss,
Just
piss.
look at legal people. Oh.
Yeah. I got a tip on you. I got a piss on you too.
I'm tired of all the lies. Oh my God, all of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement. Got helicopters over my house trying to rescue someone doesn't need rescuing because they're not in my house. Handcuffing people, starving people.
Starving
I have a
people.
harem. I have a harem. What do you call it?
Piss,
A
piss.
cult. I don't even know what a cult is, but I know I don't
Sex
have
cult.
one.
It's gotta be fun. It's a song about pissing, having some fun.
Oh, I'm tired of all the
piss,
lies.
piss,
Oh my God, all of them. I got
piss,
little
piss,
girls trapped in
piss,
the basement.
piss,
In the basement.
Not in the closet.
Mm.
I'm feeling that vibe.
Lots of things go wrong when it comes to women that I apologize. But I apologized in those relationships at the time I was in those relationships. Okay?
Bump and grind.
Okay?
Bump and grind.
Okay.
You remind me of my Jeep.
You can start a rumor. You can start a rumor on a guy
Piss,
like me
piss,
or a
piss,
celebrity
piss,
just
piss,
like that.
piss,
All
piss,
you have
piss,
to do
piss,
is push a
piss,
button on your
piss,
phone
piss,
and say
piss,
so
piss,
and
piss,
so.
piss,
Did this
piss,
to me, R. Kelly.
piss,
Did
piss,
this to
piss,
me.
piss,
You
piss,
could start
piss.
a rumor on a guy like me or a
Piss.
celebrity just like that. All you have to do
Little
is push a
girls
button on
tonight.
your phone and say so and so did this to
Little
me.
girls
Kelly did this to me, and you don't get any traction from that. You're able to write a book from that.
Embarrassing.
If you're able to get a reality show,
Nigga
then
can't
any
read.
girl I had a relationship in the past
no
that it
money.
just didn't work out, she can come and say exactly
piss,
the
piss,
same thing. I don't have a cold in my closet. I don't even know what a cold is.
The legal do. What is legal?
I just look at legal. Okay, we did it.
Yay.
We did it again. We did the R. Kelly version. I'm so happy.
Now, in order
Oh,
for
we're
us
gonna
to make
keep
it
that.
fair, we're gonna have to do a Harvey Weinstein one too,
Oh,
because he's
yeah,
a nasty, rapey fuck.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
boy,
he's-
nasty rapey.
He's
fuck.
a fat fuck.
That was fun. Oh my God, I'm so glad that we did that. That was great.
That was a pretty
At the
good-
end, we haven't done one in a really
It's
long
been a
time.
while.
It absolutely worked.
We coming after you,
We're
pedos.
coming after you.
He been canceled for me since the 90s, so he's a nasty motherfucker. But
Hot Dirty P and the Sheriff. Coming at you.
so if we're gonna do the pedo versions of these, I suggest Kevin Spacey should be one.
Yeah. We should give the
We,
gays a little traction too.
Yeah.
I mean, he did. He was into some underage boys.
Yeah.
I get
We
that.
definitely gotta get fat fuck Weinstein.
He liked the white girl, so no, we got The poor little African American girls, we got to give you your due. I'm sorry that
Yeah.
for all these years nobody's thought about you. That
Yeah.
was the thing I took out of that R. Kelly thing was that when
Yeah.
they said at the end, if these girls would have been white, he'd be in jail a
Yes.
long time ago.
Yep.
And I'm like, these poor little 14-year-old girls.
That's true. If they were a little Becky or Sue Ann, that's facts, man.
It's terrible. So yeah, we got to give the same due to the little boys.
Oh, and then there's that
Who've
guy
been touched.
Brian Epstein. You got to read about him. He's a nasty motherfucker. Oh, and Robert Kraft. He got arrested for sex trafficking. Asian salon. He's the owner of the Patriots. Yeah, we got to get him
Women
too.
are people.
Are we now?
Children are people. Like, I know that we think we own them till they're 18 or whatever, but even if you do, parents, please don't sell your children into slavery. Like,
Or to R. Kelly.
or to R. Kelly. We didn't even get to that. The song ended too quickly, and we only did like 3 quotes, so that was great. We had so much more meat on that. It's been a lot of fun.
This was
Thanks
fun.
for being here today.
Yeah.
Coming up next on the show is Some Call Me Tim. I have special guest Mike Whitaker. This has been the AltaCast. Pamela Toya chilling out. Bye, friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Do, do, do.
It should be down there somewhere. It's got a little heart by it.
It usually does. Did it get skipped away? AltaCast. Huh. Where are you?
Yeah, there's just a lot. It's way farther down. There's a lot of things on this now. All right. Oh, I'm so glad we did another.
That was kind of fun. There we go.
Okay,
Is
cool.
this-
Yeah, that's it. Hey, no, it should be around there somewhere though.
Hey, Pam.
Hey,
How are you?
good. There it is,
There
New Breaker.
Oh, you're all the way down south.
Yeah. And then, let's kill the internet on this part. Mike Whitaker's supposed to be coming in, but